Welcome to the beautiful Bombay beach. So we're expecting to come see a beautiful city. This place was very beautiful 30 years ago. I guess it got abandoned because the Salton Sea actually got too salty. And now we're here. So pulling up to the Salton Sea, a lot of these homes were beautiful and went for a lot of money 30, 40 years ago. But now, not so much. Once everybody started leaving, this is what it looks like now. Not the most beautiful place on earth, so I'm kind of wondering what the lake's gonna look like. Entrance to the lake, let's see, and there it is, the beautiful Salton Sea. So this is Bombay Beach. There's a lot of art. Probably a lot of the same people come out here that are at Slab City. You can see all the art that they have out here. And let's go see what the Salton Sea looks like.
You guys are panicking from that edge?
I'm butt here away from the edge.
Yeah. Look at all the bales. Look at all that hay.
I know, they're using hay for everything out here.
Somebody wanted to say it.
So not very far from Slab City, we're out here at Bombay Beach. Beautiful beaches out here in California. Somewhat, almost. This is actually a massive saltwater lake out here in Southern California. This by surface area is the biggest lake in all of California. Now what's cool about this place is the whole Colorado River. A lot of you guys have been watching all the lake meet and stuff. Well, in 1905, the river accidentally got diverted into this area of California. Now, what ended up happening is it made this massive Salton Sea, which started out freshwater. But the problem is, because it wasn't naturally filled, it doesn't have a river always flowing into it and stuff. Over time, the salt content of this lake has gotten way too high for anything to be able to live in here. It's a big farming community out here. And the problem with that too is as it rains and as those canals drain into this sea right here, it brings in all the chemicals and it brings in all the debris and stuff like that. Last I heard is it's not even safe to swim out here. So back in like the 70s, 80s, 90s, and all the way to like 2002, I think I read, this lake was a world-renowned fishery. Absolutely amazing. It was the best lake in all of California. It produced more pounds of fish per angler than even the ocean. Very interesting place. This place one time was very bustling and alive, and then over time they let the sea kind of die, and now you can't catch fish in here to save your life. There's not much going on out here. They don't recommend swimming, and it's saltier than the ocean, believe it or not. So last I heard, there's only a couple species of tilapia that live in here. It's sad to see when something like that happens. This place is massive. I wish it was still a world-renowned fishery. We'd be out here catching some carvana right now.
It was funny because when we were coming in town, there's a little store before you get out here. It's like the last little stop, and I went in and I asked the guy, I said, is there any fishing or anything in there? And everybody stopped, looked at me, and pretty much started laughing. They're like, there's no fish in here. Everything died. It's too salty. So the water's not running through here anymore, and it's not refreshing it. He said you might find some fish way out in the middle if you have a boat. A little bit deeper, you know, they can, I guess, survive in the salt. But I don't know what the full story is, but either way, I'm not sure if I'd eat the fish out of here, and I don't know how good a fishing it would be. It's just fun to explore. We're looking around.
So last I heard is the water's toxic from all the farming.
Oh yeah.
All the pesticides and everything always wash into here and never drains out, and then it's saltier than the ocean.
I heard you can't drown here. It's so salty that you just float.
Yeah.
The buoyancy of it or whatever.
Buoyancy. You know what that word means, you?
This means it's pretty salty.
All buoyancy means is the density.
It's another big one.
Another big word. He's doing the double whammy.
So apparently it's salty and toxic.
Toxic, yep.
Just like my ex, apparently.
Just like my current girlfriend.
Oh man, you wish you even had one.
What's weird is if you look really close, there's a lot of like little bugs swimming around. So they must.
Oh yeah, there's little bugs in there.
They must like that salt. They're everywhere.
Yeah, they can kind of smell it too.
I don't know how true it is, but one thing that I read online was saying that because there's so many pesticides and chemicals in the water here, that as it evaporates, those chemicals evaporate with the water. The evaporated water is toxic out here too. So what you're smelling might be pesticides and poison. Yeah, what's crazy is I don't think like the water level's changing too much. The biggest thing is the lake just became toxic.
At least they got beautiful art here now.
Yeah.
We talked to a couple people. During this trip, we went on a pheasant hunt and we went to Slab City and we went to different places and we got to talk to different people. Some of the complaints were with the current governor. I mean, we're not political and we don't go talking about a whole lot of that stuff, but a lot of people are upset because they say this area is kind of neglected. So you're seeing this, one of the biggest lakes, how it looks. And then the area where we are hunting, the potholes in the roads and everything else, their complaint was no money was making it.
They have a lack of state funding is what they're saying.
Yeah. So a lot of these people are upset. You know, it's not necessarily our beliefs. We're not from here, but I'm just passing on that these people are upset that this is happening to an entire city. I mean, this city is a ghost town.
There's a lot of people who push and say that they would love to see the Salton Sea go back to what it once was. More pounds of fish per angler were caught here than even the ocean.
It's interesting that it wasn't that long ago. They're talking
all the way
20 years ago.
2002 was the last year.
I could have been out here fishing.
Yeah, this is definitely one really big sea. There's something out there. See, there's the other side. This place you could definitely see. It is one massive body of water. Got a whale carcass. Dang, that bike looks like it was found at the bottom of Lake Mead, huh? Looks like a Lake Mead bike.
I wanted to go over there and take a picture behind that ice cream sign, but I'll probably go knee deep in the sand.
Oh yeah.
I joined it.
So Julian,
Sounds good.
in one of our videos recently, you were like, crusty old Lake Mead. Does this place make you appreciate the fact that you got Lake Mead?
Yeah, this place is all shriveled up, too salty. It's hard to believe there's no fish though. That's what's hard to believe.
It's saltier than the ocean and toxic.
I don't even get the point of this lake. They definitely
place-
have to do something with it.
This place makes Lake Mead look like paradise. It really does.
There has to be some use. Like someone has to figure out, I don't know, like reversing the chemicals and bringing it alive again or something, because it's such a giant waste of water.
Yeah, it's a waste of space too.
Waste of space, water.
Roman's having the time of his life over there. You're telling me you didn't want to ride that, Jew?
Nah.
Come on, that's artistic, man. I could see you taking like some cool pictures out here, I guess, you know. So you bring a girl out and have her hair blowing in the wind and everything and walking.
There's definitely a vibe to this. Like a certain kind of person would, you know, love it out here. It's very open and
Free.
yeah, interesting.
There's only one thing I have to say about this place. Let's get out of here. All right, guys, we're leaving the Salton Sea. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Look at this stuff. Wow. Bombay Beach.
My eyeballs getting a little itchy. Getting out here now.
Craziness. So we stopped real quick, and I guess this is an area where you can, what is it?
It's like a refuge, I guess, a wildlife refuge, and you could just come and view the wildlife. Since a lot of California is farmland now, it's gotten rid of a lot of wetlands for geese and a lot of waterfowl to live on, and you know, they gotta have water. So all the states kind of have areas like this every once in a while where they specifically put like a refuge for waterfowl, and as you can see here, this one's heavily used. I think it's freshwater.
Oh, is it?
I don't know. I don't think that even the geese can live in the Salton Sea.
Wow. So we thought this was pretty cool. Quick stop. We stopped not too long ago and we talked to a guy that was, I guess, a little bit upset because look at all these buildings are loaded with alfalfa, and that's because the people that are farming it own the water rights, and we grow the alfalfa, use up all our resources here, and then this alfalfa gets shipped overseas. So all this hay right here, we're using up all our water from the Colorado River and everything else, and they're just shipping that alfalfa overseas, which makes people upset. You know, we're running out of water here on the West Coast, and yet they're growing it for people overseas.
Oh, yeah, every one of those buildings is stacked with alfalfa.
Just millions of bales of hay there. It's crazy.
All of that is gonna go overseas.
Yeah, all this goes to China,
Saudi Arabia.
At least that's what the guy was saying, and I've heard that other places too.
So they're basically buying all our water?
They're using our farms here to grow alfalfa to ship there. So yeah, they're using our water for this. While the West Coast goes, into a drought.